to have you here. My name is Julie Tumez-Ganam, and I'm BUILD's Creative Director and Head of Communications here at BUILD. Today, we are super excited to be featuring Boston BUILD alumni. Today, we have two incredible BUILD alumni from Boston, and I'm just so excited to hear their stories even more and share them all with you today. Co-hosting with me today, we also have Timothy Ruffin. We are so excited to introduce both Timothy and also our two alumni in the show today. But before we dive into these incredible alumni stories, we want to actually share some amazing news. We are just introducing our new BUILD alumni website. You can check it out at build.org/alumni. This is the post-secondary pathways website, the resource designed for all of the alumni, families, also educators and partners, anyone who supports young people on their journey in high school. And so what really makes this site special is that it was co-created by the staff and specifically our alumni. Our staff lead was Cindy Panetta, National Director of Post-Secondary Success. And also our design lead was Boston intern Jerome Canella, who was a BUILD alumni and also recently a contractor for BUILD, with basically making this website a living resource. And you can see on the screen that you're seeing, they are helping them navigate college, careers. You're seeing the scholarships, all the different opportunities that the BUILD alumni have, and their impact stories. So we are super excited to have that for our alumni, just a complete revamp. And really it just showcases all the resources that BUILD alumni are using today. But most importantly, we want to be meeting some of those BUILD alumni. So today, our first BUILD alumni, we are super excited to introduce is Franciliana Barbosa. She first joined BUILD Boston as a student entrepreneur, where she served as CEO of her business team, Roll and Go, and ultimately won BUILD's national competition, presenting in front of hundreds of supporters from across the country. But her BUILD journey didn't even stop there. Over the years, Franciliana continued to stay deeply involved with BUILD. She served as a BUILD youth advisor and represented student voice on stages across the country. I got to actually see her on the stage at South by Southwest EDU in Austin, where she was fabulous in her presentation for the Gates Foundation. And today she's a graduate of Providence College with a degree in health policy and management. She works at Brigham and Women's Hospital as an oncology patient care technician, helping patients and family navigate some of life's most challenging moments. So we're here to introduce Franciliana Barbosa and also our very own Timothy Ruffin. So please quickly introduce yourself. First Franciliana and then Timothy as well.
Hello, everyone. I'm Franciliana Barbosa, as Julie just mentioned. I'm excited to get to dive into our conversation today.
Thank you, Franciliana. I'm Timothy Ruffin, Senior Manager of Program Impact and Alumni Engagement. And what we're going to be talking about today is entrepreneurship. A fun fact about Franciliana is that she has chosen to be an entrepreneur. So we're going to have a wonderful conversation with Franciliana and hopefully another Boston alumni, Jaden Barnes, who are also going to share their journeys and their experiences with being an entrepreneur. So that is our topic for discussion. I'll turn it back over to you, Julie.
Incredible. Thank you so much. This is Timothy's second time co-hosting with me, and he is incredible. So thank you so much for jumping back on the live stream. So yes, today we are going to be showcasing the stories and the journeys of our alumni. We're super excited about that. So To start, Franciliana, why don't you start us off? Tell us your name, obviously. What year did you attend Build, and what was it? Roll and Go, and maybe tell us a fun fact about yourself to start.
All right. So yes, Franciliana Barboza. I started Build in 2016 to 2020 as a Build class in high school. And then, of course, continued on as a Build alum from 2024 till now. And my business that we created in high school was Roll and Go. And it came up as an idea as we were thinking about things that people need in everyday life, and that is an organizer, right? And so we decided to create a fabric organizer that people can use on the go. It came in all different fabrics, designs, colors, shapes, and patterns. And we were able to make the organizer and be able to sell it to people. And that was amazing. And then my fun fact about me is that I not only speak English, but I speak another language. I speak Cape Verdean Creole.
Wow, fantastic. Have you been to Haiti or any French-speaking country?
No, so I'm Cape Verdean. I'm West African. So there's Haitian
Oh, West
Creole, and then there's,
Africa.
yep, sorry, I should have specified. And Cape Verdean Creole, which is Portuguese and then our native African language mixed together that makes Cape Verdean Creole. And I've been to Cape Verde when I was 2, and I haven't gone back since. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, again, I know of Cape Verde from the World Cup. They did very well. So congratulations on your World Cup experience for your
Thank
country.
you. Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, so it's a wonderful story, of you being back with Bill, and I thank you for your 10 years of dedication with Bill. As I had mentioned to you when I first met you at our skating event back in February, 10 years to be connected with an organization is a really long time, and I thank you for your service. What are the things that keeps bringing you back to Build?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. The people are literally amazing. That's what makes the whole entire program. You can be a part of a program, but once you don't feel connected or you feel like you don't belong, that can kind of disconnect you from something. And so the people keeps bringing me back. People that keep reaching out to see how am I doing, how my family is doing. They are very engaged on what I have for my future, what's next steps for me. Those are the kind of things that continue to help me to come back. And not only do we, talk about, what's in store for our futures, but we talk about real life. And I think that's what's fun about it. We not only get to talk business, but we also get to get on a personal level and create these relationships with Build staff. So I love that the most.
Yeah, thank you. I know that you're also part of a wonderful club called the Build Boston Beyond Club. Can you tell our viewers exactly what that is?
Yes, so that club was created to continue alumni to continue to work together and create events to get together and network with other folks and just go out and have a good time. I know life gets hectic sometimes. And so just creating that space where you can just come together, talk to friends, vent, and also have fun at the same time away from your real job in your house. And so that's why that program was created. And so being a part of that is amazing.
Yeah, I know it was Alex and now Betsy and myself. We've been working with that club. You have some great team members. Talk about your role as an entrepreneur. I know this conversation is really about you and your journey. What sparked you to want to become an entrepreneur?
I think it started for me in middle school, but I didn't see it as being an entrepreneur. Right? Like I didn't even know what that word was in middle school. But I've always had the love for doing hair. And so that's how it started for me. And when I entered high school, that's where the build program came into play. And then I started to think about all my talents and skills that I have. And I was putting two and two together, and I was like, I can actually make that into a business and continue that on. And so from middle school to high school, I started to do hair. And while my mother was working, I would get my sister's hair ready for the school week, basically. And I would do different styles for her. Um, I used to watch YouTube hair tutorials all the time, go to school in different hairstyles. And then as I went into college, I still continued that on. In college, there are students that love to get their hair done, don't have time to go to the hair salon. I'm right there on campus. Everyone can just either go to your dorm room or apartment style dorm that some people may have. And so that was a business that I continued on. And just my passion for hair just continued to grow. And I was able to grow my clientele in college. And that's how it kind of started for me.
Wow, that is a amazing story. Most people seem to believe that you need this huge building and you need all these infrastructure. And I love the way you just explained, hey, you're in college, you need your hair done, come to my room, we get our hair done, and then we move on. And then I love the fact that you talked about how your parents were supportive. How have they helped you in your journey now? I know family can be important because, again, they provide that bridge of you got to work, you got to do organizing. But how has your family been supportive to you now?
Yeah, my family has been super supportive in allowing clients to come to my home. Of course, it's their home, but allowing folks to come into the home so that I can be able to do the hair. Sometimes they're able to drive me to my clients' homes as well for those that are not able to come to me. So I love that they're always asking, hey, do you have someone's hair to do this weekend? I'll bring you, or are they coming over, or whatever it is. Wow. And I'm also able to practice on their hair as well. I have 4 brothers, and they always come to me for braiding. And so I've done that as well. And so, yeah, they have been super supportive and coming to me, allowing me to practice and allowing me to continue to grow my clientele as well.
Wow, that's great. Have there been challenges? I mean, that seems like a very supportive family. Have you experienced any challenges with getting that business and maintaining that idea of I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to continue my journey?
Yes, for sure. I think consistency is definitely a big challenge that I still have till this day. Again, I've always had the passion, but I know that that wasn't the only thing that I've wanted to do. I also have a love for healthcare, and so trying to juggle between the two has been very difficult for me. I know that I do still want to do hair on the side, so kind of trying to figure out how can I incorporate that, and also getting started on my career as well in healthcare. And so I think in the future for me, I want to kind of work on consistency and working on how I can kind of gauge the two, working in healthcare and also having a side business doing hair.
Incredible. Timothy, do you mind for a sec? So, Franciliana, not all of our students are able to become entrepreneurs, later after Build. That's why I think your story is so inspirational for both our students and our alumni. The fact that you have, your entrepreneurship continuing. But how, I'm just curious, connect the dots a little bit for us on like telling a little bit more about your Build journey and, why did that help prepare you for continuing an entrepreneurship and kind of starting your own business? I know you were CEO with a group in the class, and then now you're kind of out on your own. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey?
Yeah, for sure. I think Build just kind of showed me how no matter where you are, what you have, right? Starting our company with Build, we didn't have much money to begin with, right? And so learning how to like maneuver that knowing that, again, like you all were saying in the beginning, like you don't need a big building to start a business. You can literally do it home based. That's where everyone starts. You always start from somewhere. And so learning that was very important. And then coming from working in a group to working by myself also changed a lot too, because again, being a CEO, you have teammates that you can rely on doing different aspects in your business. And then being your own boss in your business is a little bit different because, again, you have to do everything on your own. And again, that's another challenge. I think something that I wish if I continue to expand my hair business is, to have a hair partner, someone to be able to help me create content. I think that's big in today's society. And so someone that's like a little more creative on that side, and I think that would help a lot. But yeah.
Incredible, yeah. And I know that sorry, Timothy. I know that a lot of your skills, not only as a build entrepreneur, but then as an alumni, as like a youth advisor. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how that also connects with kind of your professional either entrepreneurship or even your professional degree? I know you had so many different experiences there that you were able to get involved in. Tell us a little about South by Southwest as well.
Yeah, for sure. Once I graduated high school, I was nominated to join the Youth Advisory Board for Build. And it was a space created to elevate youth voices in the educational system. And specifically math is what they focused on when I first began. And so I would go to these convenings out of state, working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and different product developers that are creating products for our students in schools. And I got involved because I think youth voice is important. Coming from the school environment that I came from, and also going to college, comparing the two environments, I realized that youth voice is definitely important in creating tools that we're going to be using for our future. And so I decided to stay connected and continue to go to the convenings every year and showcase why youth voice is important. And then as we continue to work with the different companies and product developers, we're able to let companies know that the way that they are creating their products, they can't create on their own, right? I think everyone's voice and input and opinions matter, and that helps create a better product. And so I loved going back every year and seeing the results and the impact that they've made on using youth voices across different states. Not only the youth advisor I build, but across schools from different states. And so I found that very important. So I continued to be involved and partake in the convenings.
Incredible. And tell us a little bit about what you were doing at South by Southwest. I know you were working kind of as part of that youth advisor position. But South by Southwest is a huge conference for education in Austin, held every year. And Franciliana and I think about 7 or 8 other BUILD alumni youth advisors were able to speak actually in a panel on a workshop and lead a workshop, which was absolutely incredible. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience?
Yes, of course. It was an amazing experience. It was my first time. I know we've seen videos and it's always on the news. And so it was great to be there. Our goal was to go there as youth leaders and to showcase why the Youth Advisory Board panel should be something that can be used, across states and in different areas. And so our goal was to facilitate a panel and continue to share our voices. And so just to kind of inspire people and show them as to why a youth advisory panel in education is important.
Yeah, thank you, Priscilliana. I wanted to introduce Jaden because I know she just joined us, who's another alumni from the Boston area. Shout out to Boston tonight. Jaden, if you just want to introduce yourself, what year you were part of BUILD, and what are you doing now? Just give us a little update.
Good evening, everyone. I had to look at the time because time is flying. My name is Jaden. I was with BUILD from, what is it, 2020, maybe 2016 to about 2021, maybe a little bit less than that. Our product was called Pod Pouch. We had just a pouch where you would have your headphones, you would put like maybe coins, your lip gloss, your chapstick. It was just a multi-purpose pouch that we wanted to just sell around because everybody had the wire headphones. They didn't have the AirPods now. Now we have AirPods, but some time ago we had the wires, and that was a really big thing where people were always using their wires. We call them wires. So, I've been with BUILD for quite some time. I'm officially an alumni now. It's such an honor to be an alumni and see all the students and still get invited to these events that are hosted by BUILD. And remembering when I was in that place, like, 6 years ago, 5 years ago? Me and Franciliana. So
it's 10 years, actually.
It seemed like time is flying. Time is just flying.
So what are you doing now? I know you're doing your own business. I know you're still part of the Build Beyond Club.
Yeah.
Tell us all the wonderful things that are going on.
So I had a business about 5 years ago. I was doing eyelash extensions. I started off during COVID, kind of straight out of high school during that time because I didn't have anything else to do. Couldn't really go anywhere. I could order stuff. So one day I took it upon myself to buy a mannequin head and put eyelashes on it and just get all these tools and these carts in the bed and all this stuff, just because I like to see my girls or the ladies feel pretty of themselves, whether that be hair, whether that be nails, whether that be eyelashes. I took the initiative to do eyelashes. I started my Instagram page. I started coming up with prices. I started buying bigger stuff, as in like parts in the beds and the pillows, just for comfort of my quote unquote clients at the time. I started on my friends first, and then since my mother is a beautician as well, we would spread the word to them. Like, oh, Jamie does eyelashes. If you want them done, contact her. And I was like, Mom, wait a minute, I'm not there yet, but let's do it. I'm gonna do it. So it took a lot of practice, a lot of frustration, a lot of doubt within myself, just because I was really nervous about it. I just was always so nervous about it. I only do it just like as Franciana said, like if you wanted them done, give me a call. But other than that, it was never really like a huge thing to me. But in regards of like having a business of my own, comparing it to when I was in school and being like the CEO of Pod Pouch, it is a lot of work and there is a lot of responsibility. But I must say that when you love something, you know that you love it, and you can always get back to it. There's so much time and there's so much opportunity, and you can learn so much. So I say with the eyelash, my business Lash by J. I'm doing an entire revamp and it's just in the works. And I'm super excited for what's to come with it. And yeah, super excited.
Wow, I mean, just listening to your story, it has build spread throughout. And I remember when we had the skating event, we did Boston trivia and build trivia. And I'm just going to ask you, do either of you remember Spark Skills, Bill Spark Skills, any of them?
I grit.
Okay, great. So,
Yes.
okay. So, how has grit been a part of your life from 2016 to 2026? 10 years, ladies.
Wow. Well, for myself, it's all about self to me, putting myself first in a lot of different things, taking the risk with whatever it is, asking the questions, taking the opportunity, and getting into rooms that I've never been into before, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main one I know, but
Self-management. You're talking about self-management now, so
yeah,
good.
That's all I got. All I remember is grit in my head. But yeah, for me, that's the only sparks that I remember.
Communication, problem solving.
Yes. Oh, this is like, oh, this is so long ago, but it feels so. I hate this, but I don't like getting old.
What about you, Franciliana?
I think for me, self-management and communication stands out really big. It's something that I work through every single day. I would say self-management, being able to balance life, your work, and then also the side business that you decide to upkeep is a lot. I always keep my agenda with me. I love my agenda. I keep things in my calendar all the time for reminders, just to help me keep organized because life gets hectic. And so that kind of helps me manage my work schedule. And then if I do decide to have hair appointments throughout the week, I'm able to manage that as well. And then for communication, that's everything, literally, right? You need to know how to communicate to your client, whether that's booking an appointment with them, talking them through on what hairstyle that they're looking for that will best fit their face. And then as they are in the appointment with you know, you don't want to have a quiet appointment. You need to learn how to communicate with your client, and you know, have conversation flow because that's what has them come back. It's if there's great communication, your clients will love you, and that's sometimes what brings the client back to you next time. And so those are the two things that I've always keep close and dear to me. And I continue to practice and show that throughout work and also my personal business.
I love that, Franciliana, and I think what you said about self-management is so important. I mean, it's incredible today, again, that we have Franciliana and Jaden, that you guys have both have entrepreneurships outside of the Build program and have continued this. Or made it your own business. And that really does take a lot of self-management. Franciliana, like you said, balancing entrepreneurship, an extensive side hustle with a full-time job, with other PD and professional development pieces that you're doing as a young career professionals. So do you have any advice for Build students that are thinking about this, that they or alumni, or really just anyone that, as you are successful with your side hustle and also holding a full-time job, maybe starting with Franciliana since she spoke a little bit about it?
Yes, for sure. My advice is pretty cliche, but just start, right? I was always nervous to just start, but there are so many people that are out there to support you. I have my build family that is there to support me. I have friends that I've made in college that were there to support me. And I was so nervous to, continue to do hair. And it was actually my friends in college that got the word out, not me. And so I appreciate them and so much for spreading the word and supporting me and believing in me. And so all that goes to show just start somewhere. And then sometimes you cannot always do it all by yourself. You need a village behind you. And so if that's your build family or if that's friends and family, there's always going to be someone that's going to be right there, right beside you to support you. You just have to start it. Create that Instagram account. I know I should be talking to myself about that. Create that Instagram account, get the word out. And I know a lot of people are like on TikTok now, and that's a big thing. And that's helping a lot of like little small business, home-based businesses flourish. And I love to see like the videos that content creators make as they start up their business and continue their business. And so I hope one day I will get on TikTok and start that. But again, just start. There are people that are there to support you. So don't be afraid to just start with an idea and let it flow.
What about you, Jaden? Any advice you would give someone just starting out?
The advice that I would give from a business owner point of view, from an alumni point of view, and just my overall experience with Build and just like I said, like my own experience, I would definitely say, just like Brianna said, you have to just start. Me personally, I'm taking my own advice, and you have to just start, and you have to start somewhere. And I say you have to start now. You don't want to wait around and just have this idea and not put it into the world, because you just never know how the world might take it. Of course, you're always going to have your backlash, but there's always good that can come out of all of it, whether that be making new friends, like I said, getting into rooms you've never been in, just expanding yourself and getting new ideas, or just for like myself, for an example, and me revamping my own business. It took a long time. It took me some time to really figure out if this is what I wanted to do, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. All these different ideas that I'm ready to put into the work, whether that be, getting a new bed, getting a new light, getting new eyelashes for the girls, and, building a time where I can have consultation with these clients of how their eyes are looking and what shape of the eyelashes would look best for them. There's different ways that you can go about your business. And, being young, if I would have known back in 2022 how much I could have flourished if I continued on and I didn't stop, I'd probably be somewhere, maybe in LA, if that was the case, hypothetically speaking. But I have no regrets because I took my time, and I'm also in a better space. So whenever you're ready, take that leap. Don't be afraid to listen to anybody else, because it's your world, it's your business, and at the end of the day, it's your money. So take that leap of faith. And I wish I could have told my younger self that, but I'm starting all over again, even if it's from scratch. I was taking the leap, and I'm excited. And for the younger folks in Build, I say, take it. You won't regret it. Because it's a story you can have for yourself. Like, yes, I had a business. Yes, I talked to business owners. I talked to millionaires. I was in rooms I've never been in. You did it. You can say you did it. You have a story for yourself that you can carry along for your kids, for your grandkids, forever. So, as Francie said, take that leap and don't have any regrets.
Well, both of you really talk about the build experience and like sort of laying that foundation of getting started, the grit of going through your business teams, And I know both of you are still part of the Build Beyond Club in Boston. What does the future look like? I know you always are going to be still a part of the alumni, but what does the future look like for you and your businesses? And either one can answer the question. I know, Jaden, you just mentioned that you're starting over, so we have an idea where you are. But again, what in the perfect world, what would the future look like in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, me personally, I really want to just like expand, as in having like a nice room where I can have my clients. I don't have to have them come to my house. I have my own supply of eyelashes. I have my own vendors. I'm talking to vendors, and I'm selling tools. I've seen a lot of women who are in that part of the industry um, sell their vendors to the ladies. Like, hey, this is a good vendor for your eyelashes. This is good tweezers. This is good glue. I want to be able to, sell things. I want to be able to have my own room, and maybe just have a shop where it's just for that and that only. Um, I know it's going to definitely take some time and some hard work, but I know it's accomplishable because of what I've seen from when I could have started till now. And I say, like I said, like I am all in it to win it, and I'm super excited. Um, just for the longevity of it, like a year or two from now, or 2, 3 years from now, just taking my little small idea that I had back in 2020 and making it grander and bigger than ever, where I take off with something that I was so quiet about, and now I want to be loud about it. I want to be proud of it. I want to show what what talent I actually have within myself, and I can make all the girlies look pretty. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
You're about to make me cry, Jaden. Like I really tears coming.
Oh, don't cry, Timothy, please, because I'm an empath and I will cry too. um, okay, that's awesome. For me, I am so passionate about healthcare, and I think my purpose is somewhere in healthcare. And so I kind of want to focus on that first for a little bit, and finding my forever career before I decide on doing anything long term for my business. I know that my skill and talent for hair will always be there. I know that I'm not gonna that's not something that I'm gonna quit. Like, I'm always gonna have family, friends, and siblings that are gonna come for me, nieces that are gonna come for me for hair. So I know that's something that I'm always gonna have. But yeah, I want to continue to find myself in healthcare and kind of find my forever career. And then maybe hopefully one day have either a home-based salon for hair on the side, or open up a shop. I've always thought about open up a shop. Um, until I found out that healthcare was also something I was interested in. So I had to kind of juggle the two. And so that's what I'm in between right now. But I do continue to keep my hair business on the side and continue to do hair. And yeah, hopefully one day start a home-based salon.
Well, thank you for that. And you do know that within the healthcare fields, they do have consultants. So again, what I found in going to Build Fest and going to a lot of the Build experiences in my 6 years of being at Build is everyone is thinking a physical prototype business, but consultants are huge, and you can make a great impact, thinking about how do you use your skill. And I love that both of you want to continue the journey and you have the grit to keep it going, but don't just limit yourself to, I have to have a physical product. My mind is also a product that I can utilize out there to become an entrepreneur. So again, I always say to young entrepreneurs, you know how much money a content creator, an advisor, consultant earns as an entrepreneur, and people don't see them as entrepreneurs, but they are entrepreneurs because they have a talent, they have a gift. And both of you, through 2016 to 2026, you have that spark. Just as you said, don't give it up, keep working, small steps, keep getting started, and no matter what, stay connected. And this is going to lead to what I'm just going to ask you. How do you plan on staying connected as an alumni? What does being a BUILD alumni look like? I know, Feliciana, you said, your impact, with YAP, the program, its impact. What else are you looking to do as far as being an alumni of BUILD?
Yeah, I want to, of course, continue to be a part of the alumni program. And again, like you said, we have great folks. And so I don't doubt that we will ever stop seeing each other. But I also want
there's an event in July that we're planning with Betsy, so you'll see me again.
You see? And so I also want to continue to volunteer as well. So going into the schools and seeing the young students working on their business, I want to be a voice for them and be someone that they can also look up to and ask questions and network with. Because again, it's not just BUILD, it's real life. And students need people and staff and relationships that they can build, that they can trust in schools. And so I kind of want to be that person, continuing on working with BUILD. And I am no longer a youth advisory panel or youth advisory board advisor because I'm old now, and so I've I've aged out. I know people don't like me saying that, but I'm old now, and but I'm no longer
Cindy doesn't think you're old.
I know. But I continue on to encourage the younger folks to join the advisory panel, to show them how important it is to spread their voice. I currently work with AIMS now, AIMS Collaboratory, which also works the Gates Foundation. And so since I've aged out of the BUILD Advisory Board, I work with the AIMS Advisory Board. And so still continuing that work and kind of facilitating that work at these convenings out of state. And so I want to continue to do all of those things on top of it.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Julie.
I can just jump in and kind of give a brief information for listeners for our BUILD alumni. The youth advisory panel, the youth fellowship is actually paid. It's a virtual leadership opportunity for high school and college students. So it is ages 15 to 22. But who wants to basically co-design the future of education. So we have applications on that alumni site that we just put out. Our director, Cindy and Gerald May, designed out, so you can check that out. And it's really increasing. There's amazing design sprints throughout the year where basically all of our panelists, the alumni put design thinking framework into different projects, and it's all directly presented to the Gates Foundation and other different organizations that they work with. So Francilana is a great example of opportunities that alumni can be a part of through that, like South by Southwest. And the last thing I would say is, that's all for BUILD alumni. Another opportunity, very similar, it's kind of, if you're a business and you want to work with those students and those alumni, we actually have a youth playbook. It's at build.org/playbook. So it's a youth fellowship playbook, and basically it's going to be from the organizer, the company viewpoint of how to co-design with youth from diverse backgrounds that will make your projects more equitable and inclusive. So the entire playbook is online. You basically go from discovery to recruiting. Build can help you recruit those students, session planning, building the relationships, and then implementation and evaluation, all on your projects, making them have more youth voice. Exactly what Franciliana has said is so important. So those two different opportunities, just wanted to input them in here as a follow-up to Franciliana's amazing stories. So Timothy, I'll pass it over to you. I know, just wanted to pop in there.
No, thank you for that context, Julie. Jaden, how do you plan on staying connected with the alumni?
Really just well, how should I say this? I just by like you guys' events and when you guys like reach out to me. I'm not part of any like organizations or I didn't really take any part in any organizations at that time. But in that case, I would just say keep in contact with you, Tim, and Betsy, and of course, Francie. These events to me are very important because it just reminds me that I'm still young and I still have more to life, and it's just so heartwarming seeing the children or just the teenagers who are doing the same thing I was doing 10 years ago. It blows my mind because I still feel that fear when they talk to us sometimes when like we go to the bathroom, like, we're nervous. We're like, it's a breeze. Trust me, by the time this is over, you'll feel great. Like it's nothing, don't worry. I just say, just being connected to my team as an alumni. And I think it's also an honor to be an alumni to Build, because even my own parents asked me about it. They're like, are you still here? How's everything? I'm like, I am. And I still will go to the events and I still show up. Because it's important. Build definitely has gave me growth at even a young age back in high school. I was shy, and I'm still shy, but I've gotten a chance to be able to speak out loud and put things on the table when necessary and negotiate. And just the little different things that have helped me become who I am today. So me being called the social butterfly at 24, I thank you, Bill, for helping me do that. And so I'm not afraid to use my voice anymore. So I shout out to our teacher, Estefania Alb. She definitely put her foot down and helped us all with, making sure our clothes were nice and making sure we're polished in the face and using our voice to talk to these business people and owners to say, hey, this is our product. This is how you use it. This is how much of the profit it is. And if you like it, you like it, but I hope you come back because I want to give it to you. So Build has taught me to just be yourself, but be proud. Be super proud of yourself. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. What are you gonna lose? What are you gonna lose? Yeah. Shout out to Build.
Yes, thank you for your wonderful stories, both of you. I mean, it is truly a pleasure just hearing your stories and how you've been able to continue that journey for 10 years. And again, you have stayed connected, and I really thank you to Betsy, to Shannon, to the entire Boston team. You've done a great job in cultivating our next leaders. And again, we will continue to have events. We'll continue to invite you to events. And I know there's a wonderful lady named Angela that works also in Boston that's part of volunteerism. And I know I'm going to forward your name to her so that she can reach you out, so she can reach out to you for volunteer events, to be coaches, to really use your gift. Because again, nothing is more special to me than someone who's done it before, who was in my shoes, showing me what they learned from 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years ago, because I think that's important. We have a few more minutes left. I know Julie wants to talk about the website. I'll give you ladies a couple seconds to give yourself any last parting words, anything important that you want to say. I'll turn it over to Julie, then I'll come back to you two, and we'll go from there and wrap it up. Okay, Julie?
Amazing. Yes. I mean, your stories are incredible. Jaden, I just wanted to follow up on your moment. I mean, I think there's so many ways that alumni and are interacting as with builders, and I feel like both of you are key examples of different ways to do it. Franciliana was able to be a part of the panel. Jaden, I mean, just you going to these events and bringing that heartfelt feeling that you were just saying is incredible, and just staying connected. I mean, the fact is this network that BUILD alumni are building and staying connected, that's one of the most important things of the whole thing is that community feeling that's going to continue way past 22 or way past these ages that maybe some of the other opportunities you are ending. So important. And again, just back to shouting out our director of alumni, Cindy Panetta, and also Jerome for this new website. I think you should be seeing some of the B-roll, but just want to shout out, I think all these opportunities that Franciliana and Jaden have been talking about are on this site. So please check it out. It's not just for alumni. You can for families. It's also for even BUILD students. There's scholarships on there that as you transfer into being a BUILD alumni from high school, you can sign up for some incredible scholarships that are just open to builders. For example, there's one from Suzanne McKechnie-Clark, who's our founder. There's a couple, I think about a couple other already listed on there. Internships, so that's something that's not ending. Internship opportunities are listed on there. Events. Tim also mentioned volunteering. Some of our best volunteering, our best coaching of the current students are our BUILD alumni. So keeping that cycle going and that community. So all these different opportunities. And then even if you say, hey, I don't have that much time, just joining the LinkedIn group for our BUILD alumni. We have a big LinkedIn group that everyone can communicate together. So that's all for the BUILD alumni. I also want to just give a quick call to action. You guys have been seeing it on the left-hand side of the screen, but the donate QR code, all this is only possible through our amazing sponsors and our funders. These alumni stories, these two incredible alumni that not only started their own BUILD business, but are now continuing doing entrepreneurship as a side hustle and holding full-time jobs. I mean, it's just incredible. The grit, as Jaden says, it's okay. I mean, that one stayed with you, and the grit and the self-management that BUILD has really built upon you, and the BUILD program and all of our teachers is only possible through donations. So please feel free to scan that QR code if you're able, or even volunteer, or anything that you can contribute. So I'll pass it back over to Timothy and give last words from our amazing alumni.
Yes, thank you, Julie. Alumni, any last words as we begin to wrap up?
Sure. I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to speak to you all. It was amazing. I was nervous coming on to here, but I loved it. so far. I hope that our stories inspired you all that are watching, and inspire the young folks to, to continue to dream and continue to, find their passion, and finding their village to help them through it. I also want to shout out my Build family. Like, you guys know who y'all are. Cindy, I love her. Alex, Betsy, Angela, my crew, my alumni, Boston crew, you all know who you are. I literally love working with you all, going to events together, venting. You guys have not only become friends, but family. I've known Cindy for 4 years now, and we've only seen each other out of state. But every time we see each other, we act like she's my aunt. At this point, she is my aunt. And so again, Build staff becoming family has become very important to me. And so I continue to hold those relationships near and dear to my heart. And I hope to continue to talk to you all and inspire anyone. So if anyone has any questions, reach out to any Build staff, get connected to us, and we'll be happy to speak to you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Jaden, any last words?
I got kind of emotional thinking about my own advice that I wanted to just give to any young viewers and just like for myself. And like I said, don't be afraid. Don't listen to anybody else. If you like what you do, if you are passionate in what you want to do it. Do not be afraid and you won't regret it. You won't regret it if you just take off and just do it. I want to give a shout out to Build, the entire company, everybody, for allowing me to be here with the doubt that I've had years ago. Like, I don't want to be in Build anymore. Girl, you are here now and you are still invited into rooms that you would have never thought you would be in now. I just am so honored to be speaking with all of you guys, even though I am on the call, but I am so honored to be here, seeing all you guys' lovely, lovely faces and being able to talk to those who are also in Build as well. I say Build has built me as a woman now. To say I've had the opportunity to go on stage and talk with people and network. I would say in the long run, stay connected to those who will push you, who will support you, who will appreciate you, not only as just a female or male, but as a human. Your feelings matter. And don't be afraid to use your voice. Don't be afraid. And stay connected. I'm connected. You stay connected. So thanks, Build.
Yes. Thank you both. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, everyone in attendance. And again, thank you all.
Thank you, Timothy, for co-hosting today. It was incredible. And to our two alumni, your voices and your stories are just no words can describe, really inspiring for everyone, not just alumni, but students and our viewers today. So, and please tune back in for our next live stream next month. We will be, as always, showcasing the stories of either our alumni or teachers, and we will be announcing that upcoming soon. So talk to you soon, and we are out.
Thank
At Build.org, we don't just help students build businesses with our entrepreneurship program and design challenges. We help them build confidence. We help them build character and help them build resilience. Build students, build relationships with business mentors, and build bridges to their communities that lead them to new opportunities. We're building a more diverse and inclusive workforce by helping students build the entrepreneurial skill set needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Now we're building out our digital offering so we can help thousands more youth build their resumes and ultimately build successful careers.
My name is Nico. I'm a young man in my 20s, currently trying to make sense of the world that we're living in.
See what we're building together with Comcast at build.org and find out how you can help us build a better future for all our young people. Welcome to the Build Design Challenge. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business, creating your own app, or making a positive change in your community? If so, here's your chance to be the boss. This is an adventure where you can select the path you choose with our help and guidance. We provide the map for your journey. All you need to bring is your time, energy, and imagination to envision a solution you can later bring to